How you doing? This is Sean Oliver with New Homes Navigator. Hey, thank you for joining the New Homes Navigator team. What we're trying to do here with this video series is really trying to give the agents some tools, some ideas on how they go to market working with new home communities. Today we're going to talk specifically about buyer representation. Why new home shoppers shouldn't leave home without you. And I like that line. Why shouldn't they leave home without you? And that's what I want you to get out of this video today, is to make sure that you're talking to your potential customers about why they should use you in this process. We already know why they need to use you in the resale, but this is a little bit different niche, and we just want to make sure that you have some ideas that you can communicate. I put here that many home shoppers currently are unaware of the benefits, and perhaps even some of the agents out there aren't aware. So we're really going to try to address those. I do say that there are plenty of experienced agents that have worked with new home communities, and maybe they'll have several ideas that we could even add to our list. But this video is really to focus on maybe those that are new to working with new home communities. Just to give you some ideas. The first and very important one is there's really no cost, or there isn't any cost, for the buyers to be represented by an agent. All those costs are paid by the builders. So I think it's just important that when you're working with your customers that you can kind of take care of that fear that, well, how much is this going to cost me? It's not going to cost you any money. I'm paid by the builder if we close the transaction. So I think it's very important that you're able to articulate that to them. The other is help focus, right? One of the things that's different about new home communities than resale is there's a lot of fluid information. When's going to be the opening date? Are the floor plans available? When will the models be open? Have they set pricing, right? All those types of things. It becomes very difficult for the consumer to start thinking about maybe 4 or 5 different new home communities and keeping track of all this information. That's where the agent comes in when he's working with all the communities. He can take, or she can take, all that information so that the buyer can focus on their daily life, right? Getting the kids off to school, work, all the things they have to do. You can focus on doing all the heavy lifting for them. So I think it's important to communicate to them that you're there to do that heavy lifting so they can focus, and you can bring them the right home at the right time and at the right location, all right? The other one is negotiate. Right? You're going to be sitting with them and working with the builders, and depending on the climate of the marketplace, you may be able to help negotiate. You might be able to help negotiate a better lot or a better view. You may be able to negotiate some upgrades. Perhaps it could be countertops or floors. So you can let agents know that not agents, but buyers know that you're there to help them negotiate whenever possible on behalf of them, all right? The other one I think is a very important one, is the legal terms, right? You're there to provide legal counsel much like you would in a resale home. You can look at all the title, the escrow, the fees, all those types of things. This is going to be the biggest investment that they're going to make. And why would they walk into the largest investment without being represented by an agent so they can have some legal counsel? So I think it's an important reminder to them that you're going to also provide legal counsel for them through the whole process. And the other one here I think is important is make sure you take your agent on the first visit. One thing that's important, you don't want your consumer going to the community for the first time without you. Otherwise, they'll be registered directly with the builder. So I think it's important that if you're starting to talk to someone about a new home community, let them know that you can help them focus, negotiate, and do all this stuff, but also make sure they take you on that very first visit so they can register them along with you, all right? And I think that's just an important reminder that if you haven't worked with many new home communities, that you're gonna wanna make sure that your potential buyers take you with them, right? Why new home shoppers shouldn't leave home without you. Make sure they take you with them. The other item I have up in here is with New Homes Navigator, there's a request form. And anytime someone submits one of those request forms, we have an automated response that goes directly to them to let them know that you have received the request. And what we do in that automated response is let them know, or I will say here, that we reinforce in that automated response all of these items here. So that way, if you forgot anything, it's reinforced here. Or if you've already told them again, when they get that automated response from you, it reinforces all those things, including make sure you take me on your very first visit to the communities. So I hope you find this helpful. Again, if you're an experienced agent and you've done a lot of new home sales, you probably have a list of things that you probably could add. I'd love to hear some of those. And if you're new, some of these you're probably aware of, but maybe some of them are just some new ideas that you can think about next time you're talking to your customers about your value, what you bring to the table, why they don't want to leave home without you. I hope this is helpful. Join us for more of the New Homes Navigator series, and we look forward to working with you. And thank you for your time.